Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy and a pleasure to be out here in nature and greeting you. Always bringing this message of emancipation to you, a message that will set you free. All you have to do is just look inwardly to discover your true identity, which is your divinity. Thus the reason why, my brother and my sisters, I always point you to look inwardly and no other place. Now, I want to speak to you this morning concerning the relationship between Neville Goddard and Abdullah and how it was like a father and son relationship. Neville Goddard being the younger and Abdullah being the elder. And Neville Goddard had such respect for his elder, which was Abdullah, who was also his mentor, his instructor, his teacher, whichever name you choose to use. And Neville wasn't looking at race or looking at color, but he was looking at what he could have received from one who was like to him a father. That's the reason why he referred to Abdullah as Ab. And we know that Abba means father. Therefore, my brothers and my sisters, we always have to see the God in each other. We always have to see the creative power in each other. We always have to be willing and ready to learn from those who would have had more experience than us, and those who have something to teach us that would enable us to use what we've learned to help humanity and to uplift humanity. Now, when you listen to Neville Goddard's story, you would realize that he was without hope. You have to realize that he didn't know where to turn, because at that time no one would pay to see a dancer, because it was a time of drought. It was a time of economic depression. It was a time where many was looking outside of themselves. It was a time where many were discouraged because of what was happening. But here he met one who was bringing hope, who was bringing joy and peace, one who was bringing a teaching that was making a difference from what he was taught by his parents and by his teachers. Even Neville remember how his teacher beat him so badly because he quoted the scripture whereby he said that the man was told to take up his bed and walk. Where the teacher looked in the Bible and saw it was written that take up thy couch. And just because he said bed, he beat it unmercifully till Neville got a father, as his biological father, literally wanted to kill this man. And the neighbors had to speak to him and quiet him down so he wouldn't commit such an act. So here we see his biological father, his teacher, as in his academic teacher. And here we see his true spiritual teacher as in Abdullah. And we can see the difference and see how each and every one of them was handling situation in a different way. And so we see this relationship that Neville and Abdullah had built. It is an example to all of humanity of how we're supposed to be. That's the reason why when I do my channel like this and I speak certain things, there are those who will take what I am saying and interpret it their way. Because many fail to see the relationship and many fail to understand the story behind Neville Goddard and Abdullah and what it is teaching all of humanity and what it is teaching us and how we should be and how we should see each other and how we should respect each other and how we should uplift each other. There's so many people who get caught up and still believing in religion and believing in race and all of these things. And they get tricked. There are those who think I get caught up in race because I've written certain things in my book, The Black Mystic from Ethiopia, and I've done certain videos greeting and reaching out to melanated people. But my brother and my sisters, when you're born in a country and you've been raised from a little child to believe in a God outside of yourself, and to believe in a God also that doesn't even look like you. And when you look around the world and you see all the other nations and their culture and what they believe in, whoever they believe in looks like them, they're in their own image and likeness, then you have to bring forth your message and bring it across to your people to help them. And when I say your people to help them, everyone is your people. I'm speaking about those who have the same kind of complexion. Now, the life in me doesn't have a complexion. It doesn't have a color. It doesn't have a race. Okay? And I have to state that so you will understand that the color of my skin doesn't define me. And the color of your skin doesn't define you. But what I am saying, when you've been taught to look outside of yourself, and not to believe in your own image and likeness, you have to enlighten people to believe in their own image and their own likeness, to believe in themselves. So, by me speaking this way, and bringing this message across, and me putting certain things in writing, all I am doing is telling people that you are taught not to believe in yourself, and you have to believe in yourself, and you have to see God in your image and likeness. I can't be a man with this kind of complexion and seeing God in another complexion. I have to see God as myself. When I look in the mirror, I have to see a reflection of God. And when I use the mirror and speak to the one in the mirror, I'm speaking to God. I'm speaking to the invisible me in the mirror, because that's when that invisible me is being visible through a mirror. So why many people are using the mirror technique to manifest their desire. Why? Because that's their true self. That's their real self. That's the invisible man. Okay? So my brother and my sisters, all I'm just trying to say here is that Neville respected Abdullah in a certain way. Neville wasn't looking at color. Abdullah wasn't looking at color. Therefore, my brother and my sisters, you have to understand why people who look like me have to bring a message and bring it a certain way in order to help others who look the same way to accept themselves and to love themselves. Quite strangely enough, there are people who look like me who would say, I've heard women say it, they want to have a child for a white man because they want beautiful children. What are they saying there? They're implying that when you're black, you're not beautiful. I've seen many black women try to have long, straight hair instead of accepting the hair that they were born with because of the way how they see themselves. So sometimes we have to bring the message across to help some. So let me say this for those who are vibrating and things like race and all of this foolishness. I'm not on that level. Okay? My whole thing is to bring value to humanity. Whether you're black, you're white, you're pink, whether you're Japanese, you're Chinese, I don't care. Because when I had that experience of awakening within myself, I can tell you for sure that that power in me have no color, It have no race and it have no creed. That's the reason why I stand firm in believing in myself and believing that Neville respected Abdullah as a father and called him Ab as a short way of saying Abba, father, mentor, teacher. So too we are to be guides, light, salt to the earth, to help people, to build them, to nourish them, to strengthen them, to bring hope to them. This is what it's all about. It is not just about manifesting things. Many are teaching the message of Neville Goddard and they're only teaching it about manifesting this, manifesting that. But this message came across to help humanity, to uplift humanity, to tell the rest of humanity, doesn't matter what is your skin color, doesn't matter what is your religion, doesn't matter what is your race. If you believe in the power of your own human imagination and believe that your thoughts is what is creating your reality, then you can change your reality to whatever you want it to be. And you become more responsible for your thoughts. And you will come to realize that it is your responsibility to bring value to the rest of humanity. So with that being said, my brother and my sister, I want to thank you very much. And I want to encourage you to like or to comment if this message has been helping you. And if you haven't subscribed as yet and this message resonates with you, I'm encouraging you to subscribe also. Now this message I bring to you, it is the single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 tells you, if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. And I'm saying to you, I've had the experience. Many people are speaking about manifesting things, and each and every one of us can manifest and has all been manifesting either consciously or unconsciously. But Neville Goddard taught about the promise. And when I speak about having the experience, I'm speaking about the promise, whereby I awake within myself as a fiery being, hear the and outly wind, and exit my skull in another form. That's the reason why I always give you the symbol of the single eye. And tell you that when you have the experience, you come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N. And you come to realize what it means when it says you shall change from mortal to immortality in a twinkling of an eye, because you would awake out of the dream of life and the eye would open, and that would be the twinkle. Okay? And then you will come to realize that the sun parallels the human imagination and the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there is no life and there is no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And the sun is what powers all of humanity. Therefore, my brother and my sister, I'm encouraging you to use your solar power to achieve your every desire. So with that being said, I want to say peace. Love you all. I'm out.